if there's a better way to start a Sunday morning than like fresh berries, and these blueberries are like banging, like so good. An almond croissant, which also happens to be so good. I feel almond croissants can be very hit or miss. And finally, I'm rewatching Suits, which I don't like Suits towards the end, but I forgot how good. I'm on season 2, episode 11. I forgot how good the first few seasons of Suits really is. But more importantly than all of that, I just want to say a massive thank you to you all just for those kind words in the last video. I'm officially an engaged man now, and I have a beautiful, absolutely beautiful fiance, which I'm still not used to saying fiance. I catch myself still slipping up and saying like girlfriend at times, so I definitely need to get used to saying fiance, because when I do say it, it sounds good. It sounds really good. Not only do I feel like just full of love from like the engagement, like that's just another level, but I also feel full of love from you lot in like the support and again the kind words that you all showed here on YouTube and also on Instagram. So again, I just want to say thank you. Like it did really mean a lot. Also later in this video, I'm actually going to do a Q&A around the whole engagement to answer any of your kind of like little, I don't know, juicy questions that you have around it. So team, I've officially partnered up with UNIQLO to showcase you all my personal top 3 favorite style t-shirts from their UNIQLO U collection. Also, I have a wireless mic now, so that is pretty cool too. So I'm gonna start with my personal favorite from the collection, and this is the UNIQLO U Supima cotton crewneck t-shirt. So as the name mentions, this t-shirt is a 100% Supima cotton, which is a rare and also particularly long fiber type of cotton. The Supima t-shirt is designed with a great attention to detail down to the collar width and also the stitching. Now the reason this is my favorite one of the 3 is I feel it kind of like combines the 2 other t-shirts in one. And you'll see what I mean as I do show the other t-shirts. But for me, this one's like a perfect lightweight t-shirt, like that's great for like spring and summer, but also again, when it comes to like layering in fall and winter. I personally love tucking in all my t-shirts because it does just like highlight that waistline, but to showcase it to you, what it looks like out, that is pretty much what it looks like. Also as a reference, I'm 180 centimeters tall. I weigh pretty much right now like 83, 84 kgs, and I'm wearing a size medium in all of the t-shirts. So next up team, we have probably the t-shirt I would imagine most of you already have in your collection. It is UNIQLO's best selling t-shirt, and this is the UNIQLO U AIRism cotton oversized half-length sleeve t-shirt. So this t-shirt is popular for a few reasons. One, it comes in plenty of color options, so it'll definitely be something for each individual. Obviously the t-shirt's in that nice oversized shape, which is very popular right now. And then finally what I call the AIRism effect. It pretty much creates this really nice soft and smooth t-shirt, which kind of has that like nice luxury feel to it, while also making it super breathable, which is perfect for the spring, summertime. It's kind of got that cool touch to it, and it's also quick drying, which kind of also makes it perfect for just wearing it by itself, but then also layering as well. So my third and final t-shirt
is the UNIQLO U crew neck t-shirt, which is pretty much the classic fitting t-shirt that, you know, that basic t-shirt that we have in our collection, but what they've done is elevated it. Also, I'm kind of like obsessed with this rust color. Typically, all my t-shirts are black and white, and I'm slowly adventuring out. So like finding colors that are, again, not too bold, just kind of like ease me into it is great. So the difference between this crew neck t-shirt and the Supima is that this t-shirt is cut from a durable heavyweight cotton that's not too loose and also not too tight. So due to the heavyweight cotton that is used, it's designed to be worn for a long time, and it'll also kind of like grow on you wash after wash. Again, just like the other t-shirts, a great thing about this one is that it does come in multiple colors as well. Obviously, I just think you can't go wrong with black and white. It's just like a timeless staple. So team, I'll have all of these UNIQLO U t-shirts linked in the description box down below, along with also my sizing details as well.
For every morning that I rise and I am showered by your smiles, oh yeah. For every night I got too near, tears dry out, clouds disappear, yeah. For every hour that we share, two explorers of nowhere, oh no. The secret codes in your eyes, the crazy laughter and the cries, oh yeah. And I thank you for the little things, the kisses and the smiles. And I thank you for being the best part of my life.
It's going to be your sweet spot here, mate.
Just want to do a couple of moves, mate, and I'll snap away.
Chin up this ever so slightly, yeah. Nice.
Slight twist now of your body, yeah. And let's go the other way as well.
Might need to like, yeah, it could even be like here.
If we were to do something like that. Crop.
Yeah, that's the crop.
Yeah, and then
Good, it's got the shimmer in it as well. Like
yeah, like you're really getting the like the detail in the, in the fabric there.
That was so uncomfortable being as like the e-com model this time round. Like, I am by no means a model, and I give huge props to models, because what models do is like, obviously we know models are like good looking or they're like unique and things like that, but what they mainly do is they look natural in front of like a camera in that setting. Like the first few shots I saw of me, to be fair, all of the shots, like I think I'm standing kind of natural. I go look at the photos. I feel like I'm wearing bread now talking about it. I go look at the photos and I'm like, well, why am I so stiff? Like, you see it in that, ugh, hated it. But it didn't make sense for us to get this time round a model, because we only actually had 3 items to shoot, and it wouldn't make sense to pay a model a full day's work. We shot it on me this time round, but then next month we have a huge shoot to do, and then we'll reshoot all of this and get a proper person. And I just kind of needed to vent that. I really needed to vent that. So I thought I'd do a quick sit down and just kind of show you these 3, well, I guess it is technically 4, but 4 items that we are dropping this month. So let's start with one of the most popular pieces that have been shown, and it is the new seersucker shirt. So this little beauty is made in England from a virgin wool blend seersucker. It has a really nice boxy shape to it, and it's also our first short sleeve, which is perfect for summer. And finally, it's got the very subtle yet beautiful pinstripe details throughout. The reason I wanted to do seersucker is that in men's fashion, I find it is so kind of like limited on what you can add to your outfits when it does get a lot warmer and interest to your outfit. So what I love again about seersucker is it just adds that kind of like more unique texture. It just adds a little bit more detail to your outfit, and then you pin it up with the pinstripe details as well. I just think it's a great way to add a little bit more to your outfit without actually having to add like a ton of layers. We actually also have the matching short set. So we have the seersucker shorts. So these are based off our essential jersey short patterns. So it's got that kind of like nice relaxed fit and that above knee finish, which includes the 2 side pockets. And then again, I always just think it's a must on kind of like anything, is the back pocket as well. That's always just where I slide my phone. The next piece, which is our stunning nylon shorts. So if you've really been following along, you would have actually seen we finished these pretty much last summer. These are what I wore all last summer long, but we couldn't release them. So we've been sitting on these for pretty much 8 months, and I'm so happy that they are finally here. Because like I said, these are definitely my go-to ones, mainly just because they're so easy to wear, they're so breezy and light. So the shorts are also made in England from 100% nylon shell fabric, making them very durable and giving them that really nice like subtle shimmering finish. And then finally we have the herringbone forest trousers in this beautiful, beautiful dark brown and then this stunning gray as well. I really hope those colors come up properly on there. I've wanted to do herringbone for the longest time. I think herringbone trousers, it's such a nice, like smart kind of like, to me it's like old school. Like that's always what I think of when I think of like herringbone trousers, and I just kind of love that effect on them. These herringbone trousers are made in Portugal from a cotton blend Italian suiting fabric, which can actually be machine washed. A few of our other trousers can't be, so we did listen to what you guys were saying to, you know, start providing stuff that can also be machine washed. So here you go. So the fit of these trousers is the same as our previous forest trousers that are tailored for a high-waisted finish with pleated front detailing and a wide leg cut. So after a terrible workout, like was not feeling it whatsoever, I thought I'd lighten it up a bit and go through the Q&A questions that you guys asked on Instagram about the engagement and everything around that. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna try to keep this as like raw and as honest as possible. I'm just going through the questions now, and I'm gonna start with, how did you meet? Now I don't know if I've actually explained this on YouTube or not before, so I might be repeating myself, but I feel like I haven't. Pretty much my missus, my fiance, was in London for one of her good friend's wedding, and that's when we originally kind of like touched base and we're like, hey, let's like, you know, let's link up. I'll talk you through our first date because I've both of us have like never had anything kind of like that before, and like, I don't know, I think it's cool, I think it's cute, I think it's a good story, like we both enjoy telling it to people. So pretty much she landed in London, and we'd been talking already before, by the way. We'd been talking a lot before, like we'd been like FaceTiming and stuff like that, and like we'd spend like 2-3 hours like FaceTiming. And we did that, I think it was like 2 or 3 times. So we were very, very excited to see each other or meet each other for the first time in person. And we were so excited that we decided to have our first date at 8:30 in the morning. We met at Gales, one of the Gales locations in London, and that's pretty much how the day started. And what was crazy about that is we sat down and we had coffee and pastries, and we were probably in there for like a good hour or so, just like talking and everything. And it already felt like, obviously, like we knew each other so well from all our time talking beforehand. The moment we came out, right? And this is crazy, like, but the moment we came out and we like came out of Gales, the cafe, I just put my arm around her. Like, it was just from that moment, like everything just felt so good with us. And then we spent the entire day together. We like continued walking, like So we went to like Buckingham Palace, and we went to some museums, and we went to like Acne Studios, just like looking around. We spent the whole day together. We then got lunch together. We then got dinner together. And pretty much since then, we've been inseparable other than the long distance. So it's kind of like how we met, and like to give you an idea of what it was like at first. Big wedding or small and intimate? We're both pretty much on the same page of this as being small and intimate. I'm also like the idea of spending a lot of money on a wedding that just doesn't make sense to me in my head at all. I don't want people there who I just kind of know and stuff. Like, it's a celebration of like love and things like that, and families and stuff coming together. So yeah, small and intimate. Did she suspect anything? So I've like asked her this like so many times, because again, for me, I know everything that's going on. So in my mind, I'm like, some things are so obvious and whatnot. According to her, she had no idea. And like, I've grilled her on this, and she's like, I had no idea. And to be fair, I set up a lot of things to make sure that she wouldn't be suspicious, in the sense of telling her like, it was like a brand trip that I need to do. Telling even like, we had discussions about like rings. Like, so we've openly talked about engagements and stuff like that. And like, I kept kind of like spinning the story that she was keen on of, we'll go, let's, you know, next time we're in New York or next time we're in London, let's just go have a browse and just see what kind of like rings we like in person. So this whole time and leading up to, I was just telling her like, hey, look, but when we get back, or next time I'm in New York, let's actually go look at some stuff. So I was really trying to just keep throwing her off. So I don't think she did, and she says she didn't. How did you find the ring? So as I mentioned, like, we had been discussing this for a while. Like, obviously, I see this as like, this is like a ring that, you know, technically she should be wearing for the rest of her life. So I'm like, I definitely want you to have a say in this, like 100%, like you're the one wearing it. So yeah, we had a lot of discussions. Like, we would look at things on Pinterest and just send each other bits and bobs, and just so we both kind of got an idea of it. And then pretty much I found I don't know what you kind of call it, like I guess a boutique type place in London, and I got a custom ring done. It took about, to get the ring made, I think it took around 7 weeks. And she absolutely loves it. She has to say that, but she actually does. Like, she actually, I absolutely love it. Like, it's slightly different. It's so us. And yeah, that's kind of how we went about it. How long did it take you to prepare for the engagement? So all up, from like the moment I was like, okay, I'm starting the process, I think it took around 3 months, maybe just over. Like I said before, it took 7 months from the moment I decided, it took 7 weeks from the moment I decided, yes, like this is the ring, let's start making it. And then before that, it was all about figuring out the ring and doing all the logistics. And then it was like figuring out the hotel and all that stuff. So it took around 3 months. Can you show us where you will buy your suit? Yeah, definitely. I think there will be a weddings diary. I like the sound of that. That I'll take you all through as well, and I'll show you the process of a suit. I personally do not own a suit. Fun fact, fashion guy here, I don't own a suit. I never need a suit to go to anything. So that'll be interesting for me to do. How did you find the perfect time and place to do the proposal? So I assume you're on about the day, or at least that's the way I'm gonna answer it. So I already had the day planned out that I was gonna do it, because what I had done is I booked us a really nice restaurant that evening, and that was for us to celebrate. I was never, we've both talked about this, like I never wanted it to be this public scene. I never wanted it to be, in my opinion, like cheesy with like just too much of a romantic gesture or anything. I wanted it to just be simple, beautiful, and just us. So like, I'd been planning it all around this day, and the location, like again, I'd researched the area in Daya, and I had ideas of locations. I actually had 2 ideas before that was gonna be around the hotel, and they completely just unfortunately fell through. So this was actually kind of, I guess, my 3rd backup plan of that day. So towards the end of the day, because that's when it was starting to head, I was starting to stress a bit, because I was like, this is the last spot. Like, if this goes to shit, this sucks. Like, I was like, please don't rain, please don't do anything. And then yeah, I found kind of like
I knew where the restaurant was. There was quite a few nice spots around there, so it was kind of like, okay, let's just like walk around. And I told her the idea of like, hey, I want to just walk around and find like a place where you and I can get like a nice photo together or something like that. And then we came across the spot. How nervous were you about proposing? So leading up to it, I wasn't nervous. Once I received the ring, I was nervous with traveling with it and just things like that, just purely on the ring. I was like, I don't want her to find it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want anything to go wrong at the airport. So that wasn't to do with the proposal. That was just like the ring. But oh my God, like moments before it, like I said it in the last video, when I was setting up the tripod, I was like, I've never felt nerves like that before in my life. And people of like friends and stuff who are engaged and married had warned me about this. They're like, bro, it doesn't matter how much preparing you do or how much preparing you do about what you think you're gonna say to them. You're just gonna go like there's nothing that's gonna be in your brain. And boy, did that happen. Now I know I said a whole bunch of words to her. I don't really remember what I said. When you watch the start of the photos from the last video, we're taking a photo together and her hand goes on my chest and my heart is pounding. And if you look at the photos, you see she looks at me, and that's why we start smiling, because she's like, your heart is like pounding. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I guess I gotta do this. So that's when I rotated to her. But yeah, she could feel my heart pound. I've never felt my heart pound out of my chest like that before. I think you should be nervous. Like if you're not nervous, this is my opinion, but like if you're not nervous, I don't think you should be doing it, because it's like, the nerves aren't even so much, will she say yes, will she not say yes? It's the nerves are like, this is the person who you like truly love and truly want to be with. And you're about to start this commitment and this whole new chapter together. And getting engaged and married is such a, you know, society really kind of puts that on you and things like that. Like I used to never like the idea of getting married. I just thought, I was like, what's the point? Like, it just makes it more difficult if like things goes wrong. And once I met her, I was like, you know what, it's not about that. It's not about the legal stuff. It's not about any of that. It's just like, yo, I love the idea of calling you like my wife and you calling me your husband. Like I just fell in love with that idea, and she's on the same page. So I kind of have rambled on here. Yes, I was hella nervous, and I think that's a good thing. How did you know that you were ready to marry her? So again, I knew from the moment we met that she was something so special. Like we both felt this connection, and you know, if I was impulsive, I would have probably married her like within the first month. But obviously you gotta not be impulsive and be riding that wave. I knew pretty much like that I was like ready to do it when it's, so here's my thing. Here's a piece of advice I would give as a newly engaged person, which probably holds no weight at all. But what I would say is, before you think about proposing to someone or anything like that, make sure, no matter how long you guys have been together, whether it's a short time or a long time, make sure that you two have been through highs and lows together. And I mean like proper lows, like actually having to overcome stuff. Because if you have done that, you'll have so much more confidence knowing that, hey, we'll be able to get through anything in the future as long as we just work together and kind of like persevere and all those things. If you haven't, I'm kind of talking fast because I've got 4 minutes left on this memory card, so I'm a little distracted. But if you haven't gone through anything, I would hold off on proposing. That would be my honest advice, because it's like, when a hard time arises, you want to know that you and your partner are strong enough to get through it together, and that you both have it in you to overcome like just hardships. So yeah, because we'd been through a lot, not only just with long distance, but you know, we'd been through a lot and we had overcome it every single time. Like again, I knew from the moment I met her that this was someone so special to me. So after a while, I was like, you know what, like, I'm just ready for this now. And I was confident in it. Do you think YouTube will be part of your life long after marriage? Yeah, I mean, I don't see myself stepping away from it anytime soon. Like, I enjoy
documenting and everything like this. I'm going to enjoy this next process of being engaged and documenting it, being married and documenting it, having kids eventually and documenting it. Like, it is my visual diaries. I've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. So first off, congrats. Secondly, will you be staying in New York or both be moving back to London? So I don't live in New York. I live in London now. And she lives in New York, but the goal, not even the goal, what will be happening is that ideally towards the end of this year, I will be moving to New York, and that's where our location will be. So the London Diaries might be coming to a slight end, and it will be turning into New York Diaries, or we'll change the name, but the content will be the exact same. But that's still a fair while away. But yeah, those are some of your questions. I rambled a bit. I'm feeling flustered a bit. It's hard talking about this kind of like personal stuff, like just to a camera by myself. But no, I'm glad I get to share it with you all as well. So I'll see you in the next one.